brand new purple light. Brand new purple light. Friends, facts. Brand new purple light. Friends, red and blue, purple light. Friends, facts. You can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I opened my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. If we don't put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts. Peace, love and light. Peace, love. To the family, peace, love, and light. To the family, peace, love, and light. To the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you and it's going to provoke you and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.
Yes, 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 indeed. Peace to the universe. Peace to you and yours. Peace to you and yours. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Live. You are now rocking with the best. Yes. Let me get an audio check. Let me know how we sounding on the audio before we proceed. Let me know how we sounding on the audio. All right. We sounding good? That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, y'all. Peace, love, and light. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Greetings. How's everybody doing? First and foremost, tapping in with the family. We got a beautiful show program tonight. We're gonna do a lot of building and whatnot on this episode. I've been in the lab putting together some slides and whatnot. So yeah, we're gonna have a good show. Remember when you used to go to school and it'd be like on Fridays they break the TV out? You know what I'm saying? For all of my OGs. Remember school when they wheeled the TV out and whatnot and they had the VCR? Yeah, that's what it is when we have slideshows on this show. It's equivalent to that. Like when we have a slideshow, it's TV day. Let's go ahead and do the roll call. Let's see who is in the building. Shout out to everybody in the building. We got Cleveland in the building. Shout out to the IG family, the Facebook family, and the YouTube family. You dig? Jefferson in the building. All right. Yes, today is that planning alignment day. Rightfully so. I wonder how everybody spent their day. Let's do like a day. Let's tap in and see how everybody's day went on this alignment. This was a magical day, but we'll get into it with the conversation. We got Baltimore, we got Sacramento, we got Baton Rouge, we got Charlotte in the building, Naptown in the building, Decatur in the building, Minneapolis in the building, Pennsylvania in the building, Chicago in the building, Pontiac in the building, Arizona in the building, Bmore in the building, Florida in the building, Pasadena in the building, DC in the building. We got New Bedford in the building. You said you need that fake news remix? Yeah, that'll be fire, right? Columbus is in the building. Cornelia in the building. Houston, Texas in the building. Monterey, Sanford, Dallas is here. We got Colorado Springs. We got Norfolk. Let's see what's popping on IG. All right. Las Vegas, Atlanta, Fort Worth, Texas, Roanoke, Virginia. All right. Yes, indeed. Atlanta, AT Aliens was popping. All right. What's good with my AT Aliens? Hartford, Connecticut, Georgia in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Schoolie Red in the building. We got Claremont, Florida, Qatar, Louisville. You dig? Charlotte is up in this thing. You smell me? Charlotte up in this thing. Hold on. I just remembered something real quick. Yes, indeed. Stone Mountain. We got Killian, Texas, Florida, Newport News. You dig? Arizona. Yeah. So yes, we got the late night Saturday Night Live. You already know what it is. Here's a disclaimer, so I could be very transparent. I'm not saying that I'm gonna be belligerent tonight because I don't feel like that. This is not one of those shows. Um, Ireland in the building, but there may be some adult language used. I have to be responsible, right? It's only right because they be having families listening to the show and whatnot. And I don't wanna be potty mouth, you know. Schoolie Red don't want to be known as potty mouth in your household. And you feel me? I don't wanna offend any innocent ears and whatnot. Yeah, Cyprus, Ireland in the building. Feel me? North Carolina in the building, North Carolina. But yeah, but for the most part, you know, for the most part, we keeping it P tonight. You feel me? We're gonna keep it P. Southside Chicago. We got Detroit in the building. We got Barbados in the building. All right. Philly. Shout out to Philly. Shout out to the mods in the building. Everybody give a shout out to the Moddingtons, to the mods. Salute to the mods in the building, holding it down. Y'all show love to the mods. San Jose up in this thing and whatnot. We got we got somebody who want to say something real quick. Let's get a word. Schoolie.
You heard what I said. I'm Schoolie Red. And no, I'm not buying a box. I'm buying the stocks. I'm buying back blocks. I'm flying to Tucson. I'm buying black rocks. Then I'm buying a watch. Told her I'm a only fan. I'm down to watch. Designing my socks. Which full length link should I wear, baby girl? The Line of Fox. Schoolie.
It's Schoolie. Little word from our sponsors. You know what I'm talking about? Got Schoolie up in to warm it up. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so good news. I got some good news for the family. We're gonna be starting the pre-sales for the album, for the 44 Tops album on Monday. Monday, we begin the pre-sales for the 44 Tops album. I safe to say that the album is done. You know, we got Schoolie trying to get on some tracks and whatnot, but I'm like, chill, son. Hold out for volume 2. You like the bigger belly in this thing. You know what I mean? You don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Hold out to volume 2. So volume 1 is ready, and we about to start rolling this thing out. And I definitely I'm very pleased with the product. So I know that the family, the KTLians, y'all gonna love it and whatnot. We got a whole lot of merch that's gonna be coming out with this project. I want this to go platinum. Like I'm not gonna short end myself. I'm not gonna minimize, you feel me, the wave and whatnot. This song, the Facts remix is a smash. I feel like we on the right path and whatnot. We speaking to the youth. You feel me? We got the youth, we identifying with the younger culture, and we got we covering everybody. We got the OGs, you know what I mean? We got the youth, we got the aunties and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Schoolie Red can't fail, man. Look at your boy. You know what I'm talking about? We got this thing figured out, baby. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see when we put it out. We'll see what happens when we put it out. I'm excited. I'm enthusiastic about it. I'm enthusiastic about it. Is the vinyl? The vinyl will be available. The vinyl will be available. It's a mixed medium album. For anybody asking, it's a mixed medium. The vinyl will be available very soon. It's just it's like a waiting on the vinyl, because I can't just call up the spot and order that and it be there in a few days. You got to wait for the vinyl. But we do have the CD. Yes, it will be at the event next month. It will be at the event next month. I have some announcements that I'm going to be making for the month of February. We are remaining busy. Inshallah, the month where I'm not busy is the month where I'll be upset with myself, because one of the ways that I stay sharp, one of the ways that I keep myself on my tippy toes, one of the ways that I keep with my nose inside of a book, one of the ways that I keep, when I wake up, because I'm doing this, I don't wake up and punch the clock for, a DEI type of situation, or I'm not an ambulance chaser. I don't have to wait for a black person to die to get a bag and whatnot. I literally, am in control of my own destiny. So I decide what I'll do when I do it. I decide when I want to put projects out. I would say that, from a standpoint of what I wanted to do as a child, as a teenager, that, I'm literally living out my dreams, because I'm able to do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's not easy, please don't mistake that. Please don't make any mistake that you think this is just a walk in the park. You know what I mean? This life that we live. This is not a walk in the park. This is not easy. This is not we make it look easy. You know what I mean? We definitely make it look easy. We make it look exciting. We make it look fun. But it's like with everybody else's life. It has its challenges. It has its quote unquote ebb and flow. The universe is not giving out any free passes. I just want you to know this. The universe is not giving out any free passes. You can meditate till your nose falls off. You could be the most righteous person on the block. You feel me? You could eat all of your greens and everything, but the universe is not giving out no free passes. Everything that you get these days, you literally have to earn it. This is really earn your leisure. We living in those ages, in that epoch. I know you could be a billionaire, you could be a millionaire, you could be a thousandaire or a hundredaire. Everybody is definitely working, to the highest level. I can't speak for everybody. Shit, I can't speak for everybody. But from what I've observed, that the universe is challenging people. And I feel that the ancestors have a big part of that. The universe and the ancestors are one and the same. They're intertwined and whatnot. So the ancestors, and they not making shit easy. As I sit around and I'm in observing mode, and I watch things as they occur, and I'm seeing the reaction of our people once again, right? You could learn just from just from watching our people, just from observing our people. There's a lot to learn if you know what you're looking at and whatnot. But ultimately, at the end of the day, what I'm walking away realizing is that our strength is being tested because we have a formidable foe on the horizon. And that foe is very powerful, right? And that foe that foe is making himself and itself more apparent by the day, rightfully so, right? There's no way to test your strength, right? There's no way that you could test your strength if you don't have a powerful foe. If you don't have a powerful foe, how could you test your strength, right? So the strength of your foe is a direct reflection about your either your strength or your potential, right? And we'll get into it as we dive in deeper on Friday. Me and Blue Pill, next Friday, that is the 31st. Me and Blue Pill, we are going to be bringing another installment of Winning Rome, and this one has a very interesting title and whatnot. And this one right here is going to be it's going to shake the room. You feel me? This one right here is going to shake the room. Shout out to everybody who got their tickets early. Tickets went on sale today. Shout out to everybody that got their tickets early on Thursday's show. Y'all was going in. Y'all was not missing that opportunity. So salute to y'all. On Friday, ladies and gentlemen, at 8 o'clock on Zoom only, me and Blue Pill will be doing our newest installment of Winning Rome. And this is called MAGA Fest Destiny. All right. MAGA Fest Destiny. All right. Featuring Red Pill and Blue Pill. This will be about 4 to 5 hours. And I mean, I already have a 3-hour lecture, and this dude only been in office for 4 days. Like, I shit you not. I already got a 3 to 4 hour lecture, and homie just got in the office. Like, there's literally he came in with his foot all the way on the gas. Shout out to Verbal Underground. Salute. He came in slamming his feet on the gas. He's not letting up. And please don't expect Donald Trump to let up. This shit is going to the temperature on the stove is going to increase weekly, monthly, and yearly. And it's all good. No fear mongering at all. I promise you, I don't relish in spreading fear and despair. You know what I mean? What I do want to do is I want to spread the opposite or the antithesis to fear, and that's some courage. You know what I mean? You know, I want people to really see things for what it is and to be the Superman, to be the Ubermensch in their reality, to get up and be the active man and not the last man. Don't be the complacent man. Don't be the lazy man. Don't be the quote unquote incel. You feel me? Don't be the F boy and whatnot. You know, don't be him. You got to be the opposite. Don't be the Zeta male. You know, you have to be the superior man. You have to tap into the Ubermensch. You have to be the super sapien. You have to be the super Heru. And because of that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be celebrating that energy. You feel me? We are going to celebrate that energy. And Brother Rich has an event on Saturday, February the 8th, the same strong end as the Super Bowl. And we all capturing that energy. We're not sitting around and talking about what other people are doing and relishing in what everybody is doing to us and all of this stupid shit. Like, we don't even speak that type of language. You know, woe on to the people who speak like that. You feel me? Because you'll never have any type of power if that's what your paradigm consists of. Complaining and giving other people the energy. Look, sold out. The brother has tickets for a thousand seater, sold out, as you can see on Eventbrite. The Non-Ether Godfest, February the 8th. This is going to be an MFN movie. Please make no mistake about it. You know what I mean? Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's sold out, but you know, maybe you could get in. I don't know. But this is going to be a movie. You feel me? We are harnessing the power of the ancestors. We taking that shit back. We not sitting around and relishing about Nothing negative. You know what I mean? This is going to be a power up. The power is in the gathering. The magic is in the gathering. The magic is when we come together. You can't get my epigenetics through the fucking screen. Pardon my French. And then the next day, of course, you know what I mean? Rightfully so, because we're harnessing the energy of that whole strong end. We're harnessing the energy of that whole entire strong end. So the next day on Super Bowl Sunday, we're going to have the Super Heru Super Bowl party at our spot, the Bookstore Gallery, 488 Edgewood Avenue, Atlanta, Georgia, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Brother Red is going to be in the building. You feel me? With the team and whatnot. And the doors will have a day party, turn into a Super Bowl party, turn into a No Diddy after party. You feel me? It's going to be open until we say it's time to close the doors. All right, we're not putting no closing time on it. It's until the last person leaves, that type of time. We on that type of time. We got drinks, you know what I mean? Alcoholic and non-alcoholic, you know what I mean? We got vegan drinks if you want it. We got mocktails, but we also going to have cocktails. We got boomy tea. We got 420. We got vegan food. You feel me? Slutty Vegan is next door. If you want some impossible beef and what, pause. We got hip hop, God hop, cosmic soul. I'm gonna have my album in the building. We're gonna be doing performances. We might even do the pop the balloon type of thing. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. We might do an episode of pop the balloon up this bitch. You know what I'm talking about? We gotta have enough people in the building. So that's the next day. And then the day after that, I'm gonna be in New Orleans. Who's fucking with that? Talk about staying active. We capturing all the energy. Melanin Mondays, IRL at the ITEL Gardens. Melanin Mondays, IRL at the ITEL Gardens, right? 810 North Claiborne Avenue, New Orleans. All right. Doors open up at 6 o'clock and it's over at 10 o'clock, hosted by Red Pill, February the 10th, y'all, in New Orleans. We pulling up. You know what I mean? Come into full costume. You could come in this spot right here in full costume. If you a black superhero, come in full regalia. We celebrating the mutants on some Q Reeves type of time. We celebrating the mutants. You feel me? We celebrating the mutants because that's who's here. We on our mutant shit. So pull up. That's all I gotta say. I mean, it do what it do. If you're not there, don't ask me how it went. I'll tell you, if you're there, am I gonna have some tea at the Godfest? Do a bird fly? Do a bird? Of course, I'm gonna have some tea. I'm gonna have the NFTs, non-fungible teas, and you know what that is, right? So we got room. Yeah, everybody that's gonna be here for the rich event the next day, you're gonna be here at the Super Bowl party. And then some people might even go to New Orleans. Y'all might want to drive to New Orleans and just tap into that spiritual epicenter and whatnot. The whole from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I'm capturing all that currency, energy, everything that's coming from emanating from the grid. I'm on it because I need to get charged up for the winter so I could go through the winter, you know what I mean, gracefully like a squirrel. You know what I mean? Like a squirrel. You know what I'm talking about? It's time to store energy. It's time to hibernate. It's time to get right. And that's what February is. You feel me? So we'll be outside. Don't ever say that we didn't warn you. Don't ever say that we didn't give you the heads up, because that's what it is. We outside. We doing this thing. You know? We doing this. 2025 is lit. And what I'm noticing is that the way that these Republicans are moving, they are reiterating the need for us to basically not react, but we have to identify tribe. We got to get together and start having conversations off camera. We got to network and find out who has jobs available, who has shelter available, who has farmland available, who has solutions available. Yeah, you know what I mean? And because it's getting real in the field. And if we did have all of these things together, people would not be panicking the way that they panicking on social media every time Trump signs an executive decision. It's looking real ugly in these streets. People is falling apart. And he didn't even really start pushing back yet. He didn't even start mushing niggas. He didn't even start mushing people. He's just really nudging dudes, like light nudges. People falling to pieces, bro. I see it. I'm seeing it. What do I think about that third term thing? Well, everything that they're doing is for reactions. They have melanated people in the palm of their hand. If you don't see the walls closing in, I don't know what to tell you. They are outwardly talking about the war on woke. They said the war on woke is on and it's popping, and he is crusading. Yeah, he slapped up Karen Bass real bad. He was tossing her wig this weekend. You know what I mean? If people don't see that the walls are closing in. Remember what I told you about Trump and black women, right? Or what you call Mobites. Remember what we were talking about, the disposition that he has for our women? You saw that with Karen Bass this weekend. You know what I mean? He didn't even begin sinking his fangs in. He's just beginning. Um, but we are the chosen ones. And once again, you can only find out how strong you are by what? By identifying a formidable foe, protagonist, antagonist on a hero's journey. We are going to see what we're made out of, right? This 4 years, you are going to see what we're made out of. Either man is going to fold and crumble and fumble, or they're going to stand and deliver, and they're going to grow their wings. It's not the way shit is moving. It's not anything in between. It's going to be two extremes of man falling, right? Falling, humans falling to their knees and whatnot, crumbling, or standing up and getting the W. No other way. You cannot be what they call the last man. Let's look up the definition of the last man. This is a part of the series of what we're breaking down that we're going to be discussing on Friday, right? The last man. Give me a moment. Because you might hear this mentioned and whatnot in literature and in movies, stuff like that. Like The Day After Tomorrow and what's that shit? With Will Smith, I Am Legend and all of that, right? All of that is the last man shit. So the last man, right, is a term used by philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche in his book Thus Spoke Zarathustra to describe the antithesis of his theorized superior being, the Ubermensch, whose imminent appearance is heralded by Zarathustra. The last man is the archetypal passive nihilist. He is tired of life. He takes no risk, and he seeks only comfort and security. Ladies, pop the balloon. Hurry up. Pop the balloon. Huh. Therefore, the last man is unable to build and act upon a self-actualized ethos. Now, I just want to remind everyone of the mind state of the boys that they call incels, right? And some of these quote unquote homicidal maniacs that are running around and whatnot. These people who are relishing in the non-meaning. They say I don't have a meaning of life, so I'm going to go out with the AR-15 and take multiple lives. You have the incels. They don't have a meaning of life. They are like, yo, women don't want to procreate with me. Yes, they have femcells as well. Yes, they do. They have a lot of femcells. They have the sociopaths. The last man is the man who don't want to procreate. Think about that. The last man. There are so many last men that are in front of us that cut off their genitals. There are so many last men that are around us that don't want to continue their bloodline. They practice what is known as species terminus. These incels who don't want to fall asleep inside of the cooch, right? They're running around killing women and whatnot. You have many cases that are popping up about melanated women going on dates and finding their unfortunate fate with these Tinder dates and whatnot, going out with these incels who are secretly fetishing their quote unquote flesh, not in a romantic way, right? They're watching and they're becoming possessed by something called Netflix and kill, right? I brought this up before about Netflix and kill, right? And I'm going to show you the article that's going to just reinforce what I was saying about people are being programmed by Netflix, right? But let's go a little bit deeper into The Last Man so we can understand the psychology of a lot of the people that are online. And we're going to get into that tonight. We're going to do a little deep dive on some of these incels and how detrimental and dangerous they are. And, and we're going to highlight some of these stories that have been popping out lately that deal with that, right? The Last Man's first appearance in I'm probably chopping this name up, but you know what I'm saying. Zarathustra's prologue, according to Nietzsche, the last man is the goal that modern society and Western civilization have apparently set for themselves. After having unsuccessfully attempted to get the populace to accept the Übermensch as the goal of society, Zarathustra confronts them with a goal so disgusting that he assumes that it will revolt them. A culture which seeks only passive comfort and routine, avoiding everything that could potentially bring risk, pain, or disappointment. So what is a passive comfort and routine? A passive comfort and routine is 5,000 channels on cable. A passive comfort and routine is ordering your food every night, right? A passive comfort and routine is not going out to find a woman, but finding a woman on your phone and having this quote unquote parasocial relationship with OnlyFans model, this parasocial relationship with Twitter models and Instagram thoughts and vixens and things of that nature, having a parasocial relationship with the pornography industry and whatnot, mail-in brides, sex dolls and whatnot, roses, all of those things that people are playing with and whatnot. That's the last man. That's sitting around wallowing. The streamers who will give you 8 hours on a video game, right, and not do anything. Zararuska, right? The streamers that sit around, the incels that sit around and just play games all day and don't want to apply themselves, and they're like, yo, that's the peak of manhood right now. Being passive, right? It's DJ Academics. That's who the last man is. It's DJ Academics, right? Sitting around, getting drunk, talking, gossiping, right? And then bragging about how much money you make and how much you're able to clear and whatnot. You're not even a DJ. They said DJ Academic, you're not DJing. Never heard you make a blend yet. The only blends you doing, my nigga, is you blending Drake's Let me stop. But yeah, this is what they mean by the last man, right? It is a part of social engineering brought to you from social scientists all around the world. This whole culture is like a petri dish that these social engineers and these scientists are really just sitting back, collecting samples and whatnot. And you know, they're just turning up the fire, like when they cook a frog and whatnot, 1 degree by 1 degree by 1 degree by 1 degree. You know, the lawnmower man. If people have examples of the last man, please drop it in the chat. The last man is Ed Bundy. The last man is King of the Hill. The last man is Peter Griffin. The last man is they're giving you example in they give you these examples through Hollywood, sitcoms, you feel me? Lou Gossip, Tom Petty, right? The last man is RuPaul. Okay, the last man is Charlemagne the God, Andrew Schultz, right? And who would be attempting to be the Ubermensch or the messenger? Oh, Homer Simpson. Okay, Homer Simpson. That's the last man. Generation Z. So Andrew Tate, right? His persona, not to say him per se, but his persona, what he's projecting as the antithesis to the last man is his brand of masculinity, right? You said Tim Walsh, P. Diddy. P. Diddy was aspirational. P. Diddy was giving men aspiration to get up and do things. Yeah, Peter Griffin's son. Shit like that, right? These are examples of the last man, right? And this is a prediction from Nietzsche. This was a prediction. This wasn't always the case because man was very active years ago, decades ago. Man was in the field. Man was literally so much in the field that he would break his back. He was the beast of burden and whatnot. And then he tamed the beast, but then the beast made him into a beast, right? So Hunter Biden, you feel me? So Adam 22, right? So these are the things that we're beginning to see in society. It is eroding generations of young men, right? Yeah, you know we're going to talk about DJ Academics and why he is being canceled for the 100th time, and why this has to be the time that, you know, we predicted his, we already shared over the last few months and whatnot that his fall is a direct result of Drake's fall. Remember, picture a statue falling, picture the Twin Towers falling. It took other buildings down with it. Drake's fall from grace, right? His beheading and whatnot. The equivalent of his takedown is when they toppled the statue of Assad in Syria, right? As he goes down, everyone attached to him goes down. It is the natural progression of a fall off. It is what they call the domino effect. So to see DJ Academics go down, he's going into the grave with this one. This one is going to bury him. He went, and we'll talk about it before the night is over. But this is a direct fallout of the boy. Okay, it's a direct fallout of the boy. The boy is taking everybody with him. His biggest cheerleader, his biggest chipmunk is getting cleared. Once he's cleared, we run in the castle and kill everything. You feel me? That's how it works. You run into the cat, you know what I mean? It's almost like a siege and whatnot. And after the enemy falls, you run into the kingdom and you clear it. Sometimes you scorch earth, and sometimes you let some people live and whatnot. But DJ Academics, right, on the charts, not based off of what I said. I said that hip hop media is dead if he was the #1 personality in it. They rated him and they gave him the #1 crown. Of course, we don't have any periodicals or we don't have magazines. We don't have industry standards to whereas we could begin to king people and check, and give them these titles, these lofty titles. Although that's going to change this year. We're going to launch our media, hip hop media platform, so we could do these things. But they made him #1. And because they made him #1, he is the mark that everybody has to, abide, that he's basically the one calling the shots. So he has to fall. And I did see his interview with Cartel. And to be honest with you, I had to turn it off because the glazing, I can't sit through a grown man glazing another man. It borders on what they call homoeroticism. It goes from a fan to a stan to just male worship, right? These young men who don't have certain type of figures and whatnot, and not just living and breathing figures. They don't have heroes like Machiavelli. They don't have literary heroes to look up to. They have not read they didn't get deprogrammed by reading the writings of Marcus Garvey, Elijah Muhammad. These are required readings. Don't think that people could curtail and just be great without the programming. You know what I mean? Not to say that everybody that read these books are great, because a lot of motherfuckers drop the ball and they're not great. You know what I mean? And you could give them 1,000 books and it won't change their inherent nature. But there's a lot of people who picked up these books. The biography of Malcolm X, even though it was written by a CIA operative named Alex Haley, the philosophies and opinions of Marcus Garvey, all of those tablets that York put out and whatnot, the Holy Tablet. You feel me? There's a lot of books. There's a lot of tablets. There's a lot of tomes. There's a lot of literature. You feel me? Where people could begin to be like, I'm fashioning myself after these characters, or I want to be righteous. I want to be full of integrity. You know what I mean? I want to be a warrior like this person. They don't even have that. They have snitches on DVD covers and whatnot that are their heroes. They got Big Meech. You feel me? They have Terrence Williams, Gangsta Williams, niggas that twerk on each other. You know what I mean? They got rats. They got people who they don't have that, they don't got good character. Rayful Edmonds, Alpo. You know what I mean? These are the heroes that were fed to my generation, and I could just imagine the heroes that were fed to the generation after me. YSL Woody. You know what I mean? This is who Charleston White. You know what I mean? This is who they feeding them. Short bus niggas. Like Young Thug is some of these young men's hero. Okay? And there's a culture war going on outside. And homie with the orange toupee, he's coming for blood. He's not playing. He's washing shit up. And he's doing it meticulously, in steps. He's not going to do it all at once. Don't think that you're not going to get everything at once. He's playing cards. He's playing spades. He's not going to give you all of his books. But just from the cards that he's throwing out right now, it's quite apparent as to what it is that's taking place. Okay? The language that Donald Trump is speaking is the language of the Ubermensch. And all the Ubermensch is a man of willpower. It is somebody who is moving forward. It is somebody that is trailblazing. It is somebody that's active. That's why you see them at the UFC fights. That's why you see them with Dana White. That whole organization represents them finding their great white hype, and from out of that great white hype is the archetype of the Ubermensch, right? That's why Joe Rogan is hailed up the way that he is. He represents the thinking man. He represents the moving forward man. He represents the outdoors man. He represents the Ubermensch, That's why Elon, even with his weirdness and whatnot, they revere him. They look at him as a trailblazer. He's coming with the robots. He's going to Mars. He has flamethrowers. He has cars that drive themselves. He was able to land a rocket after it carried a workload to a space station. He, in their eyes, is the Ubermensch. He is the foundation. He is something that they could look up to. What do we have? Who is our leaders? Where is our leadership? What does our leaders look like? What do they sound like? What are they talking like? What are they doing? What are they planning? What are our leaders' plans for the next 100 years? Because they clearly laid out their plans. They said, yo, we going to Mars. We're doing something called Stargate, which is $500 billion. We're making cryptocurrency our reserve. We're waiting till Bitcoin turns 1 million. We're going to hold it. So it's at 10,000. No, it's at 100,000, right? So if they like, yo, we're going to hold Bitcoin until it's like 1 million, and we're going to hold XRP until it's 500. That's their way of casting themselves into the future, right? They're establishing their 100-year reign. They're establishing the reason. They're putting it out there into the universe why they should be here for 100 years, even if their time is up. They are rallying, right? They are casting their predictions. They're casting themselves 100 years into the future. They're casting themselves into 3,000. What are we doing? What is our collective voice saying? And what is our leader? What leader do we have that's projecting us into the future? No, Saudi Arabia said they was going to give him 600 million. Then Donald Trump turned around and was like, you know what? They should give me $1 trillion. Right? He was like, they should give me $1 trillion. What are we doing? We're doing the Selma Costco protest boycott, right? While they're talking about going to Mars, while they're on their Prometheus shit, right? They are capturing fire. Okay. And they're like, yo, until we create something greater than us, right? We're not even fulfilling our purpose on this planet. Henceforth, while they're creating the robots, while they're creating the cyborgs, while they're creating AGI, they're doing what Prometheus did. They're like, yo, we have to create something greater than us type shit. That is our duty. That is our calling. That's why we were sent here. So all of the technocrats are cheerleading each other, even though in the public they act like they're beefing with one another. But once again, I would rather beef with somebody that's my fake op than to beef with the real ops. You don't see them beefing with China, but China is out here whooping their ass in AI, but they're not beefing with them. You got Elon Musk beefing with Sam Altman, but they're in the same gang. Okay, Mark Zuckerberg beefing with Jeff Bezos. They're in the same gang, right? They're in the same gang, and they ultimately are here to fulfill the destiny, right? MAGA Fest destiny, the MAGA Fest destiny. That's what they're here to fulfill. Don't get it twisted. And I'm not reaching. I could prove it. I got the receipts, right? So that was the definition of the last man, just to give us some overstanding as to the psychology of these psycho. These are very psychotic people. Okay, so let us continue with this presentation. I got a presentation that I put together, and yeah, let's get to it. All right. So once again, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we have this situation coming up at the bookstore gallery, the Super Bowl Sunday. It's called the Super Heru Super Bowl Party. If you didn't hear the episode with the brother Q Reeves on Black Magic 363 entitled We Are the Mutants, I need you to go and check that out. That's required listening, because he was dropping some profound shit about us being the mutants and how We are in a new timeline. I'm not identifying with a lot of shit going on right now because the timeline that I'm not in the doom and gloom timeline. I'm not a Democrat. The people that stuck in that Democrat timeline, they was the ones that voted for Kamala, and they outside looking bad right now. I'm not a part of that timeline. I'm seeing shit completely different. I'm having different experiences. Yeah, my algorithm is treating me different. Like I'm on a whole new timeline. I don't know what the fuck they going through, but they are discombobulating right now. And it's they going out bad and they going out sad and whatnot. Yeah. February the 9th. Yeah, turn up. Turn up. That part. Outside. You feel me? Yeah, that part. Yeah, turn up. Yeah. Yeah, throw it. Yeah, put it on. Put that shit on and come and shake a leg and come put some points on the board. You feel me? Make it unforgettable. You know what I'm talking? Auntie, all of my schoolies and whatnot, even my YNs. It's 18 and up. Even all of my YNs. Let's go. Let's go. You know what I'm talking about? The whole strong end. You feel me? You could sleep on Tuesday. Let's go. Come outside with it. We outside in the ATL and we taking this shit to where it needs to go. You know what I'm talking about? Me taking it to come and cut a rug with your bro. Kendrick Lamar is gonna give us the energy that we need. Like it's him and SZA. You know, SZA's a Scorpio and he's the Gemini, right? SZA's a Scorpio and he's the Gemini, and they're gonna be in New Orleans, right? A very spiritual epicenter. Man, the energy is gonna be up and it's gonna be stuck. And we're going to be tapping into all of that. We're going to watch the performance together at the party and whatnot. We're going to be able to get all of that energy as a collective. We're going to be able to soak it up. We're going to be able to charge up with it. You feel me? It's going to be there for us. It's going to be there for us because we are right on time. We're not going to sit around and talk about it. We're going to be there in real time to experience it. That's how you do it. That's the magic and whatnot. We'd be right there to experience it in real time. So that's what we are gonna be doing. I got a feeling that this one is gonna be special. I got a feeling that the boy Kendrick is not gonna let us down. He's gonna give us exactly what we need and whatnot while he's on that grid. You dig? And yeah, it's gonna be one for the record books. It's gonna be one for the record books, man. You know? So yeah, man, just be there with us. Be there. And if you're not there, just tap in the next day. We'll let you know what happens. Okay. And then the next day after that, New Orleans, February the 10th, New Orleans. Mustard. New Orleans on that ass. All right. We're going to be doing rituals. Okay. Big rituals. So tap in with your peoples and yeah, support the movement because we moving. We not staying still. We are moving up and down the grid. You know what I mean? So salute to everybody that's a part of this. And yeah, that part. Okay. So let's get into some good information, some interesting news that this wasn't reported as much as it should have been reported. So we're gonna talk about it briefly and whatnot. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about this briefly. Next month, Black Future Month, not Black History Month, Black Future Month for all of my Afrofuturists. We are continuing our 4-week workshop by popular demand. We got a lot of emails and a lot of inboxes. The students said that they wanted to keep it moving. So we are going to be doing the month of February, not Black History. We don't celebrate that right now. We celebrate Blackamoor Future Month, Black Future Month is this month. While they take away Black History Month and they don't celebrate it, we're going to celebrate Black Future Month. We not worrying about none of that stuff. None of that shit will affect us. It's not, it's all a plus in our eyes. Anything constant is change. It's all a plus in our eyes. On Friday, on the 31st, there's 2 events that are taking place. We got an event called Get Your Shit Together, workshop number 2, the Entrepreneur Series at 488 Edgewood Avenue for all of my entrepreneurs. And then me and Blue will be doing Win in Rome, MAGAfest Destiny. That is also at 8 o'clock on Zoom only on the 31st. MAGAfest Destiny featuring Blue Pill and Red Pill. This is on Zoom only. This is for my Patreons, but it's also going to be opened up to any member that's in the audience that want to be a part of this lecture. You have the opportunity to get your ticket. This is for my Patreons from, all of my Patreons. This is my monthly class that we're doing, and I have Blue Pill as a special guest, and this is the Win in Rome series. We going in. All right, we going in no other way. And yeah, we in the kitchen cooking. So
on January 25th, 6 planets in our solar system will align. This will create rare patterns in the sky and may even allow us to see these planets for the first time. And because it's a planetary alignment, you can also benefit from this. We're all connected to nature, including the planets in our solar system.
Think of it like cosmic Wi-Fi. When the planets line up, the signal to the universe becomes stronger. What you think, feel, and say during this alignment could determine the trajectory of your entire year.
And speaking of alignment, it's happening on the 25th in year 2025. So here are 3 ways you can prepare for this rare event. For number 1, set your intentions. Use all this extra energy to your event by writing down your desires and controlling the flow of energy in your life. And since all the planets are aligned, this will enhance the energy that you're putting out. For number 2, create space. Get away from distractions and anything that can bring you down. Use this time to focus on your future and the things that you actually want, because this much energy can amplify your transformation. And for number 3, meditation. This is the most important step because meditation can heighten your awareness, allowing you to easily connect with the cosmic energy of the planets. And even after the 25th, knowing how to meditate regularly will keep you grounded and give you clarity on how to move forward. So if you need more guidance, then download this meditation guide. It's going to teach you exactly how to go within and get all the benefits from meditating, which is perfect for beginners and pros looking for more insight. So just comment the word meditate and I'll send you a link, family. Love y'all.
all right, the young God is getting y'all ready. So the planetary alignment, y'all. Planetary alignment taking place tonight. All right. Tonight. Okay. It peaks on the 29th. We owe it to ourselves to remain focused. We owe it to ourselves to remain vigilant. We owe it to ourselves to remain active during this time and whatnot. So we got Mars, Jupiter, Neptune, Saturn, Uranus, and Venus. They will all be visible in the sky. This will not happen for another 400 years. This is your portal. This is your time to tap in. This is your time to connect with the ancestors. This is your time to cast your spells and do your manifestations. Shout out to Sister Kafunya in the building. On February 9th, they will be doing something at Nicholas Bookstore in Brooklyn, New York. They're going to be hosting the Purely Holistic Soul Expo. So a lot of people are contacting me for help with spiritual work. People are contacting me. They need readings. They need help. They need spiritual work. They need a lot of things. This is the time to really dig in. This is the time to do some deep meditations, deep breathing, go into saunas and whatnot, go and do your steams and whatnot, yoni steam, pony steam. This is a good time to ground. This is a good time to sunbathe and sun gaze right now and not be distracted by the fuckery, because they will throw distractions out there.
Which is perfect for beginners and pros looking for more insight. So just comment the word meditate and I'll send you a link, family. Love y'all.
So check this out. This is just to show you that we are on different timelines, right? We are on different timelines. You don't need me to tell you. Just look at this right here. The first time in 30 years, New York City went 5 days without a reported shooting victim. Who remembers when I put the article up from the year where they had the same exact situation in New York City? This was years ago, and I said, yo, how the hell was that even possible that New York went through so much peace in one day? So this is the timeline that I'm talking about. There's somebody in New York being terrorized right now, hearing gunshots and seeing people shot. However, there's also somebody that's living in New York the same time, and they see this news that there was 5 days with nobody getting shot and no shootings, right? 5 days without a shooting victim in New York City? You mean to tell me Gotham City, the place where the blickies go off, the place where there's gang wars, the place where people just randomly shoot people? 5 days? Now, when it's 4 days, that's crazy. When it's 3 days, that's retarded. When it's 2 days, that's a coincidence. When it's 1 day, god damn it. So 5 days? No, this has to be something cosmic taking place. And I don't want to hear nothing about it's too cold. They in Chicago killing people in the cold weather. They was in New York busting ass in the cold, shooting people in it, robbing in the cold. Listen, 5 days of pure peace in a city that I previously showed you was #1 in crime. This is not the New York of back in the days where there was relatively some type of peace. And no, this is the new New York. This is gang bang, shoot 'em up, bang bang New York. So they're able to move around in peace. That's just showing you that there's multiple timelines taking place, right? Check this out. This is what has our this is some of the things that have our people tapping into the fear energy, the defeat energy, and this is to show you that people are stuck in different timelines. I'm not in the timeline that Al Sharpton is in. I don't belong to that timeline. I'm just watching the same way that I watch things on my algorithm, and the same thing that I could watch Eyes on the Prize or a black and white documentary on the internet.
Okay, so this headline has been going viral for about the past day or so, and people are understandably upset and reasonably asking questions, so let's talk about it. First and foremost, there are a few things that people need to understand. Number one, your protections against discrimination, specifically in the workplace, did not start in 1965 through an executive order by the president, nor did they stop being modified in 1965 by the same executive order. So where do they come from? Your protections against discrimination in the workplace are either constitutionally based or they come from legislation passed by Congress. Notice neither one of those two things mentioned an executive order from the president. So where's the confusion? Let me explain it. Federal discrimination acts like Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 already prohibits employers from discriminating on the basis of race, color, religion, sexuality, a number of things. And that's only been modified throughout the court system over the years to include things like age and disabilities. So if all of that came from the Constitution and federal discrimination acts passed by Congress, what did this executive order actually talk about? This executive order basically mandates that federal contractors and federal contractors only have to have affirmative action programs in place in order to keep their federal contracts. This doesn't mean that now that this is revoked, that these same companies can start going out and discriminating on who they choose to and not to hire, because that's federal law. That's part of the Constitution. That has already been decided by the courts that it's illegal. So no, this has nothing to do with that. But you can expect to see a lot more misleading headlines like this because companies and people and blogs get paid to post stuff like this in order to stoke division.
Good shot. Good shot. Heat. See how they are? Heat. Gotcha. Heat.
Shopping for justice. Oh, yeah.
8:44, everybody, and a groundbreaking announcement by the U.S. Commerce Department this week will result in a historic expansion for Jewish businesses, not only in New York, but across the country.
Yeah, Jewish businesses will now be classified as minority business enterprises, making them eligible for billions of dollars in grants, contract, and loans. Duvi Honig is the founder and CEO of the Orthodox Jewish Chamber of Commerce, and he's joining us this morning to discuss the impact of this new classification. So good morning to you, Duvi. Great to have you here. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here today.
Yeah, I mean, huge week for you. Very exciting. Can you talk specifically about what this change means then?
Absolutely. It's so historic. Think about it. The Hispanic community is 19% of the U.S. population.
Yeah.
The African American is 15% of the U.S. population. The Jewish population is 2%. And all the minorities, MBDA, billions of dollars of grants since 1969 when they established the Minority Business Development Association under the U.S. Department of Commerce. There's hundreds of programs and billions of dollars of revenues and grants and all different contracts from startups to big companies who are eligible, including banks who are obligated to give specific amounts of loans to minorities that Jews were not included in.
Yeah.
And no one understood it. And people always voicing frustration. Jews are always the underdog. And it doesn't make sense. Like 2% of, we're the biggest, smallest minority in America, you know? And we had no voice. We had no eligibility to access our taxpayers' dollars as the biggest minority and the biggest suppressed people.
So you signed the agreement on Monday, right? So I guess the question is how quickly does it go into effect, and how soon can businesses start to see some of the money?
So the answer is as follows. We had changed the way the U.S. Department of Commerce is going to and the Minority Business Development Association are going to go forward with the applications. So I had a meeting with them right afterwards. We're updating the applications.
Okay.
So right now, until the applications are updated, and to remove different, based on race, so based on different color, what you have to check out when you apply for it, those are being re-updated. So after we signed the MOU, the Memorandum of Understanding, to recognize Orthodox Jews as minorities, and I want to tell you about it, that it took us a year and a half to advocate for this. But during the year and a half that we went back and forth.
See how they gaslighting? When you want to talk about greed, just listen to them when they start talking. Like, first of all, this conversation about minorities, about colors, about colorable law, about who we are and our identity, it's going to come to a head in these next 4 years. It's going to get uncomfortable. It might even get violent because Black people want to fight when you say that, yo, you can't be Black. They're going to want to fight. They're going to want to throw hands. They're going to want a world star. They don't want to let go of this shit. They don't understand that Black is dead in the eyes of the law. And the culture war and the war against woke is against colorable people. It's against, what's that word? Civilitaire mortus. It's against civilitaire mortus. And they're going to keep showing it. They're going to keep saying it. And nobody's going to listen to it until Trump says it. And it's going to be too late. You know, but this dude right here, this small hat, he's just, you know, he's gaslighting. He's gaslighting. And while they take everything away, they're giving everything to them. Why they take everything, why they take the last vestiges, what the last crumbs that they was feeding people with and hand it over to the same people that they shipped almost $1 trillion in our tax money to so they could commit genocide. Crazy. Shit crazy.
And during that time, there was a new Supreme Court.
Super greedy. Super greedy. So everything that was talked about in Project 2025 will be rolled out, even if it's not called Project 2025. What strikes me about this book, this 900 pages, is what is in the title, A Mandate for Leadership, right? The mandate for leadership. These people are so comfortable on that side, the side of the White Walkers, the MAGA side, right? Because remember, the MAGA is the Magus, and that's the wizard. They comfortable because they have leadership. They're comfortable because they've prepared for their leadership. They have an identifiable leader, and they have what is known or what they feel like or what it looks like as leadership by controlling the House, you feel me, and controlling the Senate. They're like, yo, this is our leader. He's going to bring us to the golden era or the golden age. He's going to deliver us. You feel me? This is what the cult is saying. Trump said he's not part of the he could say anything to all of y'all because y'all don't know what does it matter? He said a lot of things that he's not, and he clearly is. Why does he have to say it? He don't have to say anything to anybody. The fuck? He's not going to say it. He's called gaslighting. He's going to gaslight you to death until you say, but he didn't say it. He didn't say it. I know you're being sarcastic. I am too. He didn't say it. And while people say that and debate about that and have all of the media propagandize, he's just going to keep doing what he's doing. And that is destroy everything that was built before him and reestablish this Christo-fascism and the Crusades with the stroke of a pen. So once again, you know, let's read the policies of Project 2025. Project 2025 exempts many employees and small businesses from unionizing. Project 2025 reduces the budget for the National Labor Relations Board and the Department of Labor, including OSHA. Project 2025 fires career civil servants at the NLRB and the DOL and replaces them with anti-union right-wing hacks. Project 2025 misclassifies workers as independent contractors so that they are not able to organize into unions, not subject to safety and health laws, and not eligible for overtime or minimum wage. Project 2025 allows corporations and nonprofits to set up shoddy training programs and claim that they provide the same training as union-sponsored apprenticeship programs. Here's some of the key issues. The great challenge confronting a conservative president is the existential need for aggressiveness, use in the vast powers of the executive branch to return power, including power currently held by the executive branch, to the American people. Success in meeting that challenge will require a rare combination of boldness and self-denial, right? Boldness to bend or break the bureaucracy to the presidential will, and self-denial to use the bureaucratic machine to send power away from Washington and back to America's families, faith communities, local governments, and states, right? So Project 2025 is about checks and balances, minimizing access to fair and affordable housing, retirement from fair lending, right? Discriminate against immigrants, eliminate climate change initiatives that protect the community, and abandoning all guardrails and weaponize data. The Heritage Foundation, get familiar with them. The Heritage Foundation, these are the authors of Project 2025. Just the things that he's done to LBGT communities in the past few days is a fulfillment of what the Heritage Foundation wanted him to do. It's speaking their language. It is fulfilling their quote unquote their contributions to him, you know, because they were monetarily invested in him. They got behind him and he promised them some things. So he is definitely handling both their promises, and he's taking care of Miriam Adelson, the Zionist, who helped get him into power, right? The Heritage Foundation blueprint describes an America poisoned by wokeness and overtaken by lawlessness that only conservatives can save, right? So all of the stealing that was taking place, they was allowing that to happen. All of the rampant gangbanging and all of this lawlessness and cities becoming quote unquote murder capitals, they just was allowing, they was letting that shit fester and whatnot. They are building the biggest jail in the world in New York City, in Chinatown. Okay. It's going to be a skyscraper, a jail. It's going to be done in 2027. You feel me? I printed out all 900 pages of Project 2025 in February on my home printer, stacking the unwieldy chapters on my desk bit by bit. Each evening, I read my way through the plans that seek to dramatically alter each federal agency. Most Americans who know about Project 2025 consume it in bit-sized pieces like Instagram infographics or see the same on billboards. They hear politicians like Vice President Kamala Harris mention it on stage, or former President Donald Trump disavow it in TV interviews. They attempt to neatly distill all the ways the document could upend the U.S. government. For Democrats, Project 2025 has become a buzzword for the 2024 election, a shorthand way to warn voters what could be ahead if Trump wins again in November. Now, once again, they made it, even with Kamala talking about it. They made, even with Taraji Henson talking about it, they literally made people go and read it. And when people went and read it, they said that that's why they voted for Trump. They were people that changed from Democrat to Republican. They were people from swing states that were undecided. And they were like, yo, I read Project 2025 because so many people was talking about it, right? So many people was talking about it. So I went ahead and read it. And after reading it, I agree with half of the shit that was in it, because that is the way that America needs to head. They need to become more authoritarian. They need to fight crime. They need to fight woke. They need to fight this. They need to fight that. They need to dismantle the government. They need to drain the swamp, right? So it was like when they have these school shooters and they say, yo, he put a manifesto out. A lot of people go to read that manifesto. They read it and they get ideas. They don't read it and get offended. They don't read it and challenge what's in the manifestos. They don't read it and then tear it up and say, oh, this is filth. No, they read the manifesto and they get persuaded by what they read, because people come into an agreement as to what's in the pages of these manifestos. And it puts them on code, and it helps them able to identify with certain dog whistles. Okay. So Project 2025 is another manifesto, right? Where is your leader's manifesto? Before I start talking about what somebody else is doing and what somebody else wrote, they put 900 pages together. Where is your counter? We live in this reality of protagonists, antagonists, and we're on this hero journey, both individually and collective. Where the fuck is your manifesto at? Do you have one? Can you pull one up? Do you know of one? Right? Because they got theirs. And this is, you know, it's a few manifestos that they got. Right? But that one right there is something that will even get Muslims in line. Because if people from if monarchs and governments and leaders from other countries read Project 2025, they will not get in Donald Trump's way when he cleans up America. Quite the contrary, my friend. These strongmen, places like Saudi Arabia, you know, all of these crooked places, they will sit back and allow Donald Trump to do whatever he wants to do in America as long as he says, I'm cleaning this shit up, y'all. They'll be like, go ahead, brother. We are able to see your culture from afar, and we feel like your culture needs to be cleaned up. If there's anybody that could do it, Donald Trump, it's you. As a matter of fact, if you want our resources to help you clean these niggas up, we will do it. If you need our troops, if you need our weapons, if you need us to help, India is going to say that to them. The Middle East is going to say that to him. Asia is going to say that to him, and even Africa, the Nigeria, the Kenyas, they'll help them. They'll assist them. You want us to get rid of the cartel? You want us to get rid of the gangs? You want us to get rid of hip hop? You want us to get rid of this woke shit? We'll help you, brother. We would rather you go back to the traditional Christian country, because a lot of the people around the world are religious. You feel me? They're religious. They are very heavy into their religion. They're not big fans of the shit that Obama was about with the same-sex marriage. They're not big on what Kamala Harris and Joe Biden was pushing with transvestites and men and women bathrooms. They're not big on teaching children about anal sex and stuff like that. That's not what they're not big on that. Not to say that these are countries that do all type of iniquities and there's sodomites everywhere, but on the surface they try to project themselves as these religious, moral nations and whatnot. And they need a Donald Trump, and they need a bad guy. They need somebody to point to. They need somebody to point to. Cooley, I'm gonna need you to go rest or something, my brother. You might not want to be here tonight. You know what I'm talking about? You might want to go rest. Go meditate, my nigga.
Basically, what they said is President Vladimir Putin said he has ordered Russia's government and the country's biggest bank, Share Bank, to build a corporation along with China in artificial intelligence. His instructions were published by the Kremlin's website on Wednesday. So they published it not like last week. So they said 3 weeks after he announced he would team up with the BRICS partners and other countries to develop AI. So from an investor standpoint, what we're going to see is an immense gold rush. We're going to see an immense gold rush into chips, NVIDIA, AMD, semiconductors. So for anyone that has Robinhood stocks or anything like that, this is not an investment in
Me personally, I feel like AI is a bubble. But what took place that you're seeing right here is that before Donald Trump made the announcement about $500 billion in the AI infrastructure, and before he talked about Stargate and whatnot, Russia and China had already came forward and they made their announcement about forming the same equivalent about what he just came out with Stargate. Russia and China said that they are forming a super AI computer. So now what you have is a super AI race taking place. In my humble opinion, if you were to ask me, I would say that AI is a bubble and it will burst. Okay. But in the meantime, between time, before that bubble bursts, they are willing to drop more than $1 trillion into this technology. Okay. Before the bubble bursts, they are going to be dropping billions up to the tune of trillions of dollars into the AI race. Why not get a piece of that pie? Why not get a piece of that pie? Why not educate yourself about what the technology is and what it can do for you? Because everything is integrated with it, everything is utilizing it, and they are hedging millions and trillions against it. I feel like it's a bubble because it it will burst. It will eventually burst. It's too much money going into it. It's too much money going into it, and there's not a lot of money coming out of it. Okay. It's not like people are making billions upon billions of dollars using generative AI. It's not like people are making millions upon millions of dollars using generative AI and things of that nature, and Midjourney and all of these other things. But there's a lot of money going into it. The investors, you have a lot of venture capitalists. It's red hot right now. Then you have the AI stocks. Then you have the AI agents. Then you have all of the AI chips and whatnot from NVIDIA. White hot, my niggas. White hot. Don't miss out on that bag. Don't miss out on that opportunity. Don't let it pass you.
Vice, but we're saying that semiconductors and chips, they're going to be a very, very, very hot topic, a hot issue coming 2025 because everyone's going to have the race to AI. So what you think about that, bro?
And he was talking about that same. Actually, Trump was mentioning about that too. That because right now the United States is the one with the biggest amount of those spaces where we store our iCloud information, right? And so I can't hear you, bro. You saying something?
No, I wasn't talking.
Oh yeah, my bad. I'm looking at the thing. So yeah, no, they're actually the what did it call? Something centers, data centers. Yeah. So the United States is one of the biggest in the whole world that has the biggest concentration of data center. And he was saying that we're going to need way more than that for the data centers and more power, right? And consequently, we're going to need more chips too, right? That's why they're pressuring Apple to start building their own chips too, because they're looking for that break too, because Trump has scared everybody into the tariff situation, right? So there's going to be a lot of that talk to push people to bring some of that creation back to America, right? The made in America. So I feel like that's going to cause a little bit of another gold rush, right? So we got the chips, we got crypto going on. The stock market is going to rally too.
Or war. We might see a lot of war because for the actual materials to make these chips and batteries too at the same time. So we might see a lot of war. So Apple is trying to develop their own silicon type of chips to where we don't have to use a certain type of material that you have to go basically tear up the earth for and don't have to go to war for. So we're like in the beginning of Star Wars. This is like
but to announce the largest AI infrastructure project by far in history, and it's all taking place right here in America. As you know, there's great competition for AI and other things, and they're coming in at the highest level. We're joined by Oracle Executive Chairman Larry Ellison, SoftBank CEO, my friend Masa Yoshi-san, and CEO of OpenAI, and I would say the by far the leading expert based on everything I read, Sam Altman. So that's great that you're coming in together. That's a massive group of talent and money. Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of Stargate. So put that name down in your books, because I think you're going to hear a lot about it in the future. A new
Yeah, so Sam Altman is getting on board with Elon Musk, and that's going to be a war inside of the White House. If y'all don't know the history of Elon Musk, and if y'all don't know the history of PayPal and Peter Thiel, right? This is the early days of these maniacs. Check this out.
I didn't realize how crazy early PayPal was. Elon Musk merged his company with Peter Thiel's and Max Levchin's. He initially wanted 90% of the merged company, even though he had the same amount of users as Peter Thiel and Max Levchin. Peter got him down to almost 50-50, but Elon became CEO. Then the team that came out of this company turned into what is referred to as the PayPal Mafia. Everybody knows Elon Musk and Peter Thiel, who founded Palantir and was the first outside investor in Facebook. Max Levchin founded a firm and was involved in the creation of Yelp. Reid Hoffman was an early employee. He went on to be a founder of LinkedIn and was involved in several big startups like OpenAI. More early employees, Steve Chen, Chad Hurley, and Jawed Karim, were part of the team that founded YouTube. David Sachs, who was COO, founded Yammer and is now heading AI and crypto in the Trump administration. Keith Raboy, another early employee, became an executive at LinkedIn, Square, and more. Ken Howry, a co-founder of PayPal, became a founder at Founders Fund, a famous VC. Joe Lonsdale, an intern at PayPal, has since founded $4 billion companies. And Roelof Botha, PayPal CFO, became a partner at Sequoia and invested in Instagram and YouTube. I had known about the PayPal Mafia for a decade, but didn't realize how crazy it was until writing this script this morning.
So the PayPal Mafia is basically all in the White House right now, y'all. Okay? PayPal Mafia has taken over the White House. Okay? They have they planted their flag in the White House, right? And when we look at Facebook and when we look at all of these tech companies, you know, we'll be going deeper into this on Friday's lecture, but these companies and these techno oligarchs are not who you think they are. We definitely don't need to be praising any of these Europeans like they are some type of savior types, because I do see a lot of Black people glazing them and whatnot and giving them the wrong type of attention. Facebook is CIA, hands down, Meta, whatever you want to call it. Here's an article that talks about they are a company called LifeLog, right? In the mid-2003, the U.S. Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, which is called DARPA. A lot of people are not familiar with DARPA. DARPA is equivalent to SHIELD in the Marvel universe, right? With Nick Fury, SHIELD. That's like what DARPA is. DARPA launched an ambiguous program aimed at recording essentially all of a person's movements and conversations and everything they listened to, watched, read, and bought. The idea behind the LifeLog initiative was to create a permanent, searchable electronic diary of entire lives. Not only would a LifeLog immortalize users in a sense, it will also contribute to a growing body of data that military researchers hope will contribute to the development of artificial intelligence capable of thinking like a human does. So this was all planned back in 2003 through DARPA, right? Through DARPA, through America's military arm. The creator of DARPA's LifeLog program later told Vice News that the research had nothing to do with spying, but it was too late. On February the 4th, 2004, DARPA shut down LifeLog. It was the very same day that a skinny college student named Mark Zuckerberg officially launched a new website called Facebook. LifeLog was a project by the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, DARPA, to create a life diary by recording a person's life activities using a combination of technologies. The project began in 2003 under the supervision of Douglas Gage. The goal of LifeLog was to capture, store, and make accessible a person's experience and interactions with the world. The project aimed to trace a person's life in terms of events, relationships, and states. It could capture a person's entire experience, including phone numbers dialed, emails viewed, steps taken, places visited, and breaths taken. The term LifeLog refers to a comprehensive archive of a person's daily life, created using pervasive computer technologies. Life logging is a type of pervasive computing that involves capturing a person's experience using digital sensors and storing them in personal multimedia archives. DARPA is the Central Research and Development Organization of the Department of Defense. It is responsible for developing new technologies for use by the military. So when they grill Zuckerberg and them on Capitol Hill and all of this fake shit, it's theater. It's not real. They know who these people are. They all work together. He's a front-facing social media guru entrepreneur, but behind the scenes, behind the curtain, he's basically just a data collector working for high levels of government, right? And that's exactly what they said Facebook is doing. That's what Edward Snowden came out and said that they were doing. That's what their whistleblowers are saying that they were doing. And there's multiple books written on how they are taking advantage of everybody's personal, private information. They know by your typing, they know what you log into, they know the sites you visit, they know your shopping, they know your proclivities.
This morning.
Okay. So let's get into something that I want to point out, and this is the rise of the melanated, quote-unquote, Manchurian, right? And because Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk and other people who control social media, because they're compromised and social media is not what we think it is, and these algorithms are not what we think they are, right? We have to begin to look at a demographics that is becoming increasingly infected by the quote-unquote algorithms of social media and the psychological psyops that social media is beginning to affect younger generations and whatnot. The generations that grew up encapsulated by social media, doesn't know anything but social media. We're beginning to see our people carry out heinous crimes that we only used to know Europeans for doing, right? There are a slew of things that are taking place that 10 years ago we would be like, I don't even need to see the face of that person because I know that they trailer trash or I know that they are Nordics. That is not the case anymore. That is not the case anymore. That has that quote unquote stereotype is no longer prevalent. There are people who look like us that are carrying out heinous crimes. There are people who look like us that are carrying out barbarity. There are people who look like us that are carrying out situations that do not fit our psychological profile, right? They are copycat murderers. They are mimicking. They are becoming Manchurians. They are becoming walkthroughs. They are being programmed via the internet, their phone, microwaves, ELFs, you name it. So this story did not really grow legs, right? There was too much things going on with the whole Trump thing where they glossed over the situation. This was a mass shooting that took place this week, right? And it was a black boy and whatnot. and his name is Solomon Henderson. Okay, he went to the Antioch High School in Tennessee, and he killed the girl, a 16-year-old. But he ran up in the school and opened fire and whatnot. And he comes to find out that he's left a paper trail behind. He left a manifesto behind. Okay, and he was an incel, right? He was an incel. He was on he was on Kick, he was on TikTok, and he was more focused on Groyper and incel content. How many people are familiar with Groyper and incel content? Okay, go and get the definitions for that and drop it into the chat for the students in this chat so they can understand who this, what that is. So he cited Candace Owens as one of his influencers to commit the violent crime. Each time she spoke, I was stunned by her insights. Now, remember, we were bringing up Candace Owens and the effect that she's having on melanated people for her being a quote-unquote disruptor, right? For her being a disruptor and whatnot. We were explaining the spell that she's casting over Black people, Black women especially the divestment community, the Black women who are done with Black men and actually publicly share their hate and their disdain for them. And they decided to switch sides and go play in the snow, right? The divestment movement. They're the ones who were saying that Black men were bullet bags and whatnot. There's a whole movement of them online where they're divesting. They went from divesting into becoming feminazis and stuff like that. So she's appealing to them. She's also appealing to incels and whatnot. She's also appealing to the Aiden Ross, the Nick Fuentes. They're fetishing over Candace Owens. Young Black boys, they're confused. They're fetishing over Candace as well, but they're also listening to her, becoming radicalized by her and whatnot. This is real. There's a whole generation of young melanated men who are becoming resentful of their race just based off of the fact of what the Democrats have done, the goofy shit that the Democrats have done, the fact that there's a war against woke and they making Black people look retarded. There's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of shit going on.
News now surrounding a school shooting in Tennessee. Police say 3 students were shot today at Antioch High School, about 30 minutes outside of Nashville. That includes the suspect who shot himself after firing at the others in the cafeteria.
It happened just after 11 a.m. local time. Police posted this photo of the scene just outside the school. They would not say whether the suspect is dead, but they did say there is no longer a threat and that the situation is currently contained. NBC News law enforcement and intelligence correspondent Tom Winter joins us now. Tom, it is a sad day that we are reporting on yet another school shooting, and it's only January. We know that information is limited, but what do we know first about the students who were shot, and secondly about the suspect?
Sure. So the incident happened about 12:11 Eastern Time. The Nashville Police Department is responding to this, has responded to it. They're going to be the lead agency. You see right there some images of them at the school. The incident.
Right. A lot of children, too, that are not necessarily from the States, right? First generation. They are feeling isolated, okay? They're feeling shunned. They're feeling boxed out. There's a lot of that going on as well, where the children, the first generation children, they're not identifying with the African FBA culture, and they're not identifying with the culture of their parents, and they're somewhat stuck in limbo and whatnot, and they're getting radicalized by places like Rumble and Kick, Alt Righteousness, Andrew Tate, stuff like that. Like how you see the Fresh and Fit dudes, like how you see DJ Academics dudes. These are the children that are getting quote unquote washed, but on the internet, right? They're becoming radicalized on the internet. they're becoming, you know, I've seen what Mexican kids like that as well, you know, turning into like gothics and you know, turning into MAGAs and Trumpers and, you know, shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck do y'all have to do with that? Like white Cubans from Miami turning into that, you know, like Nigerians and stuff like that. You know, when I was in Harlem, there was a contingency of Africans from 116th, and they were kind of like in limbo and whatnot, didn't know what type of person, what type of culture they wanted to identify with, you know? So Candace Owen responded and she was like, oh man, how could that happen? She's saying that it was fake, that wasn't real. He plagiarized the manifesto from 2019 from the Christchurch, New Zealand manifesto, which is a big manifesto in the white supremacist circles. That was a huge manifesto. That was like their holy tablets in a way, right? You know, people read that, you know, and these remember, these White Walkers, these are the manifestos that they're reading right now, that they're passing right now, that they're using as, you know, it's like red meat for them. It boosts them up. It makes them want to be killers. It gives them the battery that they need to ride out, to stand up on business, to go march, to go burn crosses, and shit like that. That's what they're using, these manifestos and whatnot, from their martyred, you know, these people either died or they're in jail doing life. They're still martyrs to these sleeper cells. They're martyrs to these sleeper cells, and they're on Reddit, they're on 4chan, they're on the dark web, they're all over online, moving clandestinely and doing shit like that. These are crash outs. These are constant, these are all coordinated crash outs. And you know, I feel like these crash outs have a lot more purpose than what the mainstream media is giving them, because as you see, these school shootings and these crash outs, they don't cover this shit. They don't give it the highlight. They cover it for 2 days and they on to the next one. They don't give it no type of thorough deep dives. But they said that this kid right here, right? He was tied. Henderson's social media presence also shows he may have been in contact with the 15-year-old Natalie Rupnow, who carried out a shooting at the Abundant Life Christian School in Madison, Wisconsin last month. Right? So Henderson had contact with another school shooter who got busy last month. So these are connections, these are cells and what. He wasn't no damn loner. He was a part of a movement. None of them are loners. That's all propaganda. It's no fucking loner. These kids work together. They just know how to clear their shit up more so because they understand the internet more than a gang, like a drill rapper or something that leaves wild evidence. They're on a dark web. They're in these encrypted rooms. They're in places where they're on 4chan where you can't, you don't know who the person is. It's like faceless. So he had a 51-page document that expressed violent white supremacist beliefs, sources told ABC News. He expressed self-hatred as a black person, and he wrote a wishing violence on other black people, right? So he's one of those, right? And this was the shooter, the 15-year-old shooter that was a girl, right? Killed the teacher and the student and wounded 6 others in the school that she attended, right? And she died in the situation as well, right? These are martyrs for them. Okay, these are martyrs for them. So there's another case of a teen in the UK who just got sentenced to 52 years and whatnot, right? This teen came from a good family, African family and whatnot. And this little nigga lost his mind, right? Mental health, okay? Mental health and radicalization. He started getting with the ISIS. He started getting with the Taliban shit. He started getting with all of that type of literature and whatnot. I believe he's Somalian. Okay. So he pleaded guilty at his trial and they gave him 52 years. Right. And he became radicalized online and whatnot. But dude, when you look at him and you walk around New York City, he looks like some of the people that you see in New York City suffering from mental health that you see on the trains and whatnot. You feel me? He don't look too far off from that. You know, he don't look too far off from that. Okay, he looked like he was in the movie Us. Yeah, he looks like he's possessed. He looks like he's possessed. He looks like something got inside of him. Because they show his other pictures when he was younger, he don't look nothing like that. He was looking very studious before, and then something got into him. He's an incel. That's what they were saying as well. He's an incel. He's somebody that was sitting around on the internet getting radicalized, but also, you know, going down these deep holes and whatnot, these deep rabbit holes. And he was an incel. He wasn't popular with the girls. So he went and did what they call the Taylor Swift murders. He stabbed 3 little girls who were at a dance school for Taylor Swift. He's one of the reasons, I believe, why they had the riots in the UK with Tommy Davidson, I believe, the white boy who's like a radical, and they were burning shit up and turning cars over. I believe he was one of the reasons, but he killed some little white girls that were at a dance workshop for Taylor Swift, you know, and his name is Axel Ruda Cabana. Ruda Cabana. He ashy and oily at the same damn time. You feel me? Somebody said his hair talks to him. Yeah, his hair took over. His hair is like Venom type shit. Get that nigga some cornrows, man. Yeah, the pick is wild, crazy. You know, pick is wild, crazy. You feel me? So, you know, he didn't have no lights in his room. The way he looked, this nigga, he ain't had no lights in his room. His shit was pure darkness. You know what I'm talking about? Pure darkness. But yeah, that's this kid. So this next story that we are bucking upon is another kid who is the king of the incels. His name is Livingston, but y'all know him as DJ Academics. Now, this situation and this clip that I'm about to play, I have to give you a disclaimer. It is disturbing and it's triggering, right? It is disturbing and it's triggering and it's not safe for work. DJ Academics is not just a weirdo. He's a freaky ass nigga. He's a fan turned stan, and he finally outed himself. He is a part of a large contingency of these young men who not only are they suffering through mental health issues, but they have homoeroticism issues. They are violent, homoerotic PDFs, right? Who will hurt children. They don't see age. They don't have compassion for innocence. They actually will go after innocence to break innocence rather than go after somebody who they feel as not innocent. His whole campaign about being hard against thoughts is a cry because he has a little wee-wee, and the fact he has mommy issues. He just has overall issues, to be honest with you. It's what you see Trump going through. You know what I mean? This is a direct correlation to what is taking place with all of these people like Ben Shapiro, the MAGA boys, the crypto boys, all of that. DJ INCEL is his name. It's all the same thing that you're seeing. This is all the same thing that you're seeing. You cannot necessarily separate it. It is all a part of the same toxic septic tank that they all are swimming in. When it comes to the world of the streamers, police your little ones on Roblox, Fortnite, and other places. They are out there playing gay games with other little boys, and some of that shit goes overboard. Okay? Because you have older children, older teenagers that are not getting none, right? They're not getting none. They have misplaced sexual energy and whatnot. So they get online and they get into trolling one another. But there's some people in the audience who are really bati boys, and they're not just trolling to play around. They're really pushing up on young, innocent children, right? He committed SA against a 15-year-old white boy on live, right? On live on Black Boy Max on his Discord, right? So a lot of shit, Discord's supposed to be off, it's private, it's like community based and whatnot. So they play their video games and they talk shit to each other. And DJ Academics took it to a very further heights. But not only did he do that, when he got approached about it, he crashed out. And when he crashed out, he basically threw all of the other streamers under the bus and kind of like canceled himself in that culture. So if anybody could get DJ Academics the fuck out of here, it will be the streamers. They have power. They have more power than the rappers. Black Boy Max is on a generational run right now. He's the new Aiden Ross, right? He's the new Aiden Ross. He's had a monumental year. All of the controversy coming from the streamer world, he got something to do with it. You know what I mean? Somebody needs to do Black Boy Max, his birth chart. I need to see what's going on with his planets because he's going crazy this year in that world of streaming, right? So he balked on DJ Academics and Academics just crashed out. So I just gave you the preference. Let's get into the story. All right.
I don't even understand what type of freaky ass stream was this, bro. All right, hold on now. This is what Academics said in this clip.
If Max said he wanted to try fucking a dude, would you let him fuck you?
No.
Why not?
Why not?
Yo, you can have.
Wait. If I can't fuck you, I'm cutting you off.
No, yo. Suppose he's like, yo, bro, listen, yo, you always wanted me to be next to you. Now I could be inside of you. Pause.
Yo, I'm not gay.
See the little boy he talking to, right?
Nah, he's
baby.
And he's not, it's not even about that. He's a child, nigga. Here's another Academics clip, allegedly.
Wait, hold on. So you tell me that there's not another 15-year-old that you could bust down?
Yo, bro.
And you could tell.
I'm just saying, it's very disgusting to hear this stuff. However, this is how young boys are being groomed by older boys and they're turning them out. We talked about vampire culture the other day. This is what's happening where young boys are getting pressed by older boys, right? And the assumption that older boys may have more money than them or more motion or whatever. This is how younger boys are being pressed and flipped. Talking about they was born that way. They're getting SA'd. They're getting assaulted by older boys. This is some locker room shit transferred into the goddamn internet. Let's carry on.
He's really uncomfortable too, and he's just like, yo, bro. But like every time they say something like sexual, which I don't know why they're doing it so much, he's basically being like, hey, and maybe he's too young to know how to really deal with this, but he's like, hey, yo, like, what?
Like, I'm serious. So there's not another 15-year-old you could bust down.
You go to school?
Shit.
What is going on? It's gonna be the last.
Yo, if Max got a sister and she threw you the box, would you smash her?
He already has a sister.
Alright, if she threw you the box, would you smash her?
No, because I'm 15.
What I mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
She's above 18.
What I mean?
Okay, what does that mean?
This gotta be fake. Oh my god, Y'all are seeing in real time my brain like malfunctioning. This has to be fake.
Pure Chi-Chi.
Yo, no, because I show too much love. I show too much love. And I could just collect the bag. I show too much love. I show too much love. Yo, I show too much love to ever be called a weirdo. I show too much love. So I promise you, yo, Max, I fuck with you. I love you. But these labels, they're on your dick now. They're going to pay me $3,000 to $5,000 every time you see me on my page. Grant, it's clipped. I promise I'm done with that shit. Let's see how that go. My pocket's gonna get fat. I'm just not gonna get called no weirdo on no type of shit. Fuck your community, my nigga. I'm not doing it. Nigga, I showed love.
So when he got approached, right? Anybody ever been around any of these fuck niggas? When he got approached and when he got blown up, he crashed out. That's him crashing out. That's him not being accountable. That's him turning into a little broad and whatnot. I've seen this behavior on many occasions. Okay, I've seen niggas transform like this. This is that whole generation, damn near. This is how they act when you confront them. Okay, they crash out, they jump off of roofs and whatnot.
You weird as shit, man. Like, you just like a weirdo. Bro, I knew the nigga was in our Discord saying he was gonna end his life and how his life sucked, and it was us. It was us, nigga. It's not all that Max community shit was not that. It was us that was picking that nigga up, treating him like a little bro, like, yo, like actually our little brother. Nigga was sending him money. He was saying, oh, he's... So when I seen, like, today Ray was just like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, that nigga did an interview saying y'all niggas are really weird. I'm like, what? Wait, the dude who we've been showing so much love? And yeah, of course we trolling him. He trolling us. We trolling him, he trolling us. Y'all gotta look beyond those clips.
So now he's saying that the little white boy is, somebody that they just troll all day. But why would you be trolling a 15-year-old talking crazy about man? I mean, come on, bro. So this is Plaque Boy Max.
Now, I'm not going through this shit. I'm not. Because these clips are nasty. It's bad work. Nasty work. And today's a great stream, and I'm not bringing it down with this weird energy. This shit is very weird. I talked to Nora. Nora is good to make sure Bro was good. I'm not gonna go through this shit. But once again, I didn't want to hide it in the comm either. I didn't want to hide it in the comm because it's like, then it's like, it looks like I'm hiding this shit when I'm not trying to hide it. This not some shit I want to give light to. You get what I'm saying? Niggas was joking around in the court.
Would you let Max get you pregnant?
No, that would be
If he
gay.
actually,
If Max said he wanted to try fucking a dude, would you let him fuck you?
No.
Why not?
why not?
Yo, you can have.
If I can't fuck you, I'm cutting you off.
No, yo. Suppose he's like, yo, bro, listen, yo, you always wanted me to be next to you. Now I could be inside of you. Pause.
Yo, I'm not gay.
You said you suck a dick though.
Yeah.
Shit crazy, y'all. Shit crazy. It's dangerous having little children running around, in these spaces with these weirdos, This is something that little children could be around all day. So, DJ Academics is canceled. You know what I mean? It's tantalizing to watch the ship go down because he's a cancer and he needs to go. The number one title or whatever it is in media, somebody else needs to claim it. I need the hip hop journalists to step it up for the year of 2025 and, make some shit happen because this is a sorry excuse for hip hop journalism. If this man wasn't seen as the number one hip hop journalist, I wouldn't even be playing no clip like that. That shit it's an assault to your spirit. But I want y'all to hear I wanted y'all to bear witness to what's going on in these streets with some of these quote unquote very influential creators, right? That the children are tapping into, that the children are following, that the children are looking up to. You feel me? That the children are seeing as heroes because they have a bag. This younger generation is taught to look at people's gross domestic, how much they make through Google and whatnot. They don't care about the morality. They don't care about the values. They don't care about if a person is they following Shamar. They following what's her name? The dude that's married to that look like he looked like Shannon Sharp. The nigga that looked like Shannon Sharp. Like that's who people is rocking with, Saucy Santana and shit like that. Like all of these people are groomers in my eyes. They all sodomites. You know, they are the fall of man. They are the last man. This is what Nietzsche was talking about. These are the last man. This is the last man. This is an example of it in real time that you're seeing. You feel me? You said that happened on Twitch? Probably. I don't know. I woke up to that shit. You know? Zesty mites. So every other day we getting reminded that we are not them. They are not us. They not like us. But in order to really stand on that, we got to stand together. We got to stand together. We got to stand for something. We won't never know our strength until we come together and test our strength. We won't know what we have until we at least count. You got to have a head count. We don't even know we don't even know our numbers. We don't even have a head count, you know? But what I do know is 1,000 people are coming to Atlanta on February the 8th, and all of them are mutants, and they all got superpowers. You feel me? I know that. You know what I'm saying? I could count on that. I know 1,000 people are coming to the A, and they mutants, and they coming to tap in. I'm cool with that. So I'm not gonna be here all night. I will be back more than likely for Sacrilegious Sundays. Blue Pill is gonna be cooking. We're gonna be cooking all the way up until Friday. I got on Tuesday, I got B-Del and I got Al-Kibalon 444. That's on Tuesday, right? I'll also have my last class for the 4.4, the AI workshop. And then the next month, we're gonna be picking up for Black Future. They canceled Black History Month, and I ain't mad at that. Whatever. It's Black Future Month. We kicking the Black Futures, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever y'all want to call it, melanated future. We doing that. We doing that, you know what I mean? We ain't stressing it. We doing that. So that's gonna be in February. Real quick, word from our sponsors. All right, word from our sponsors. On Friday, me and Blue Pill got MAGA Fest Destiny. That's on the 31st. Go and get your tickets. They will be available right now. You could go and get your tickets. The tickets are available in the description, and I'm gonna have them pinned in the description as well. You could get it from Buy Me a Coffee. It's not donation based. These tickets are priced. We did that before we put the tickets on sale, but now we have tickets on sale. You'll have to pay the full price. But yeah, me and Blue is gonna cook. We cooking up on this. Then on February the 9th, the Super Heru Super Bowl party. This is the after party after the Brother Rich event, which is the 8th, right? The after party the next day for people that will still be in town from the hours of 4 p.m. to midnight. The Super Heru Super Bowl party. Look, if you want to come dressed up like a Super Heru character, you could do that. If you a Black mutant, if you want to come and dressed up like one, pull up. You know what I mean? We encourage that. Dress up if that, or you could just come fresh to death. It's whatever. No stress on nobody. You know what I'm talking about? And that right there, tickets will be available. Tickets are available in the description as well. You could go ahead and pull up for that. All right. And then the next day after that, Melanin Monday IRL. I'm going to be in New Orleans. I think Blue will be with me as well. New Orleans at INCEL Gardens. Melanin Mondays IRL New Orleans. We outside in the NO. All right. Soaking up all of that energy from the New Orleans, from the Super Bowl, from the halftime show, even from the Mardi Gras buildup and whatnot. So we're going to be in New Orleans the next day on Monday from 6 to 10 p.m. And we will be broadcasting live on YouTube, Melanin Mondays. And even in the party right here, we'll go live at least an hour and take y'all on a journey and let everybody from around the world see us in action and see the family and just come and celebrate with us. MAGAfest Destiny. The album is coming out, 44 Tops on February the 8th as well. We dropping that. Here's a word from our sponsors before we get out of here. This is Talk Black to Me.
I'm just smudging you. I'm not touching you. I'm just smudging you. It's surprise that you're surprised. The love the teaching. The ancestors watching. The devil spent the blood on the star seeds got the drum. Talk black to me. The revolution getting digitized. The movement getting monetized. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. We built pyramids on the rock. Walk off and invisible weapons in the skies. Spirit cookers in the skies. Got tears in the motherland's eyes. Watching her people shuck and jive. Talk back to me. Talk back to me, 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 talk back to me.
Pull
up. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm just smudging you. It's surprise that you're surprised. The love the teaching. The ancestors watching. The devil spent the blood on the star seeds got the drum. Talk black to me. The revolution getting digitized. The movement getting monetized. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. We built pyramids on the rock. Walk off and invisible weapons in the skies. Spirit cookers in the skies. Got tears in the motherland's eyes. Watching her people shuck and jive. Talk back to me. Talk back to me, 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 talk back to me. The master teacher's teaching, the ancestors watching, the devil spent the blood, but the stars he's got the drum. Talk back to me, Lord. The revolution got digitized. The move, spirit cookers in the sky. We built pyramids on the third block. Talk back to me, Lord. Imaginary weapons in the skies. Spirit cookers in the skies. Tears in the motherland's eyes. Watching her people shuck the jive. Talk back to me, Lord, Lord. They stepped on philosophy, so dope to the prophecy. Facts. Try to slap box with galaxy, but thermostat is at the arch degree. Facts, facts. I'm not judging you, smudging you, just like a warrior's supposed to do. When you need peace, love, and light, peace, love, and light. For his family, the 44 times, the 44 times. Talk back to me, Lord, the 44 times to this day. Lord, the 44 times, talk back to me. If you didn't have a reason, Jason said 'tis the season. The 44 times. Lord, the 44 top.
Schoolie. You heard what I said. I'm Schoolie Red. And no, I'm not buying a box. I'm buying the stocks. I'm buying back blocks. I'm flying to Tucson. I'm buying black rocks. Then I'm buying a watch. Told her I'm a only fan. I'm down to watch. Designing my socks. Which full length link should I wear, baby girl? The Line of Fox. Ow. Schoolie.
Red, blue, purple light. Red, blue, purple light. Friends, facts. Red, blue, purple light. Friends, red and blue, purple light. Friends, facts. You can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I open my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we're stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. We gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts. Peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light to the family. Peace, love and light to the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.